I don't know. I just feel like not forgiving is a crazy thing for me. Like choosing not to forgive is a crazy concept to understand, because it's like, what the fuck do you mean you're not gonna forgive someone? Like that doesn't mean you have to be friends with them or whatever, but like I feel like if you don't forgive, that means, or you don't want to forgive someone, that means like you're a perfect person and you're not perfect. So how can you sit there and say you don't want to forgive someone, or feeling like someone doesn't forgive someone doesn't deserve to be forgiven because of their mistakes? Like, I understand you have the right to be upset if someone hurt you. I understand you have the right to feel some type of way, and like you wanting maybe them to get karma. I totally understand, right? Because it's like, you hurt me, you want that person to be hurt, but at some point, like, you gotta at least try to let it go, because you're not perfect either. So I feel like it's easier for me to understand, or the concept of forgiveness is easier for people to understand when they have also been through shit themselves and have maybe done things that they're not proud of. Because when you seek forgiveness in others, or when you just seek forgiveness in general, and you understand what it means to forgive, then you yourself, it's easier for you to forgive others, because you understand what it feels like when you've made a mistake and you did something that you're not proud of. So I feel like people who choose not to forgive are stuck in ego. Like, you're just being egoic. Because at the end of the day, sure, that person did something to hurt you, but either way, you learned something from that pain that they caused, and potentially, maybe they haven't learned it, maybe they have learned it. They've also learned something from the pain that they've caused, if they're remorseful, or if they feel a little bit of guilt. But at the end of the day, it's like, everybody learns, everybody fucks up. So for you to sit there and say, oh, you don't want to forgive someone, that means like you've never made a mistake. That means you're a perfect person. And that's not the case, because everybody has made a mistake. Everybody's fucked up. Like, everybody has done something. Yeah, some mistakes seem bigger than others, but either way, like, you know what it feels like to fuck up. So imagine if you did something terrible, purposefully or on purpose or not on purpose. You did something to someone and they are willing and they don't want to forgive you. You feel like shit about yourself. And that's why I understand the concept of like forgiving yourself, because sometimes people just won't forgive you and they would want to cast you into damnation for mistakes that you've made when you don't necessarily, I don't want to say like you don't necessarily deserve that, you know? So it's also hard, because who's to sit there and say like, oh, you deserve to go to hell because this is such a big deal. Mind you, like everyone, like that's a subjective matter, because what's a big deal to you might not be a big deal to others, to someone else. So like, it's just like interesting. And it just goes to show that if God left the power to send someone to hell in our hands, we would be so merciless. It's crazy. People would just be sending people to hell at the blink of an eye. Oh, you cut me off in traffic? Go to hell. Like, literally. Imagine how many times we say that anyway. But yeah, I'm not saying be friends with everybody. I'm not saying everybody deserves your energy and deserves your time. But me, the type of person that I want to become, or the type of person I feel like I am low-key, is like, if you hurt me, the type of person I want to be, I just want to never see you again, you know? Like, if you really do something to hurt me, if you really cause pain, I want to be able to heal and move on. And on top of that, I want God to never have us cross paths again. Simple. Like, I don't want to see you. I don't want to know what you're doing. If you're doing good, good for you. If you're doing bad, whatever. I'm also someone who doesn't hold grudges. So for me, it's really hard, because me and you can like get into an argument. We can get into a fight. And like, we'll say harsh things to each other. I might wake up the next morning and forget about it and just be like, whatever. And then I'll say hi to you. And then you'll be like, fuck off. And you'll be kind of confused because you're like, bitch, we had an argument yesterday. We were just fighting. How can you sit there and try to say hi to me? But I just don't know how to hold grudges. Like, I've never been one to hold grudges. Sure, maybe I could be mad at you for a whole year. But at some point, I'm just going to let it go. Like, I've never been one to harp on shit. And it makes you look stupid sometimes. It makes you look stupid. I feel like it makes you look like you lack self-respect, or like you don't have any like morals or like respect for yourself, because it's like, how do you forgive someone who may have treated you so bad? And maybe some people haven't done anything that has made me so like, oh my God, fuck this person. Don't get me wrong, I've been mad at people. You know, I even felt like I've hated people at some point. But I just, especially with, like I said, especially when you feel like you're not perfect yourself, it's like, oh, how can I sit here and not want to forgive, or like want to send someone to hell for eternity because I feel like they wronged me so bad? Like, no. So for me, I think right now in our society, in our generation, being a hater, choosing not to forgive people, like preying on people's downfall, like that's like the popular thing now. To each their own. I just don't know if I can be friends with people who have that mindset. I don't know, maybe I can and just separate the two. But for me, I just feel like I don't understand the concept of not forgiving someone because like you're not perfect. What's that one Bible scripture? I keep thinking about it. That one who cast the first stone. What is it called? Cast the first stone, be judged, or some shit. I don't really know. But it's just like that. Like, you aren't without sin. Whether it's judging someone or just doing something you're not proud of. So, yeah, that's it. I just was thinking about it. Like, I don't understand the concept of not being able to forgive someone. And like, I understand it depends on the situation, you know? Some situations are worse than others. Some people hurt people to like no return, you know? But I think like, I don't know, because you don't want to tell people how to handle pain, but let me just speak on my own. I think we should try. We should try. Maybe I'm biased because I feel like I've made mistakes. So I'm like, oh, but I'm learning to forgive myself. So people just also need to learn how to do that. Forgive yourself. Don't wait for people to forgive you, because if you do that, you'll be waiting forever.